Okay, so hi everyone. Today is really special because it's my first ever collaboration with someone where you actually see their face while they're with me. And so it's very exciting. And today we're just going to talk about hip hop culture, hip hop music, because it's had a very important place in my life. So I just love whenever I just get the chance to talk about it with someone. So if you would like to introduce yourself now.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Evo the EX-I Jr., also known as Evo the EX-I. I am a poet, lyricist, musician from Miami, Florida, and I'm also a student at Jacksonville University. JU, fins up.
Vince.
Yeah, and I'm happy. Happy to be here, be a part of this. Collaboration, the first collaboration. Honored. To do this. You know.
Okay, so why did you start rapping? Like, why did you start doing that?
Um. Well, first off, always been a lover of music. Number one. And rap for me, rapping, like, first off, it started off as poetry. It was more so of me, just expressing myself. It was just an outlet for me, just to you know write what I was feeling at the time. And I started doing that around like high school, my freshman year,
Mhm.
where it just started off as a class, assignment, an assignment, like a project for class. So my English teacher had us, like, write a poem about, like, social issues, what was going on, in like, in America. So I wrote about, gun violence and stuff. So I just wrote it. And me being, like, an overachiever, like, I just wanted just to get a grade. So I just put all my effort on, just writing this poem and try to make it, as good as possible. I didn't My intention wasn't just to impact somebody or make somebody feel some type of way. It was just me. I'm just gonna get an A, so I'm gonna do what I gotta do just
Yeah.
to get a good grade. So I did that, and she had us performing in front of the class. So I performed my poem, and did what I did, and then just the response I got from my classmates. It was just like it was just like surprising, because it was like my attention wasn't really just to heal, like, touch people and stuff. So it was like, oh my gosh, like, your poem, it hit me, type stuff. And at first I'm thinking, man, they just capping, they just doing it just to boost my ego and stuff. But then when as I started doing it more, and like performing, and like when, like, I get, like, people, like, coming up to me and, like, saying, oh my gosh, like, I love, like, your poems, like, it just touched me,
Yeah.
and that just gave me, like, that inspiration, like, maybe I could do something with this, in the long run. So then eventually I just started doing it, like, as a hobby. And then eventually my poems turned into, like, rap lyrics, and I just started,
Mhm.
just writing, recording, and then performing around, like, open mics, around the city, just to get my name, known. And yeah, rest is history. So
That's
yeah.
great. I think, like, for me, I never claimed to be a rapper or musician at all. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's not what I am. Like, I dabble in poetry every now and then when I feel something like hit me, but
Hmm.
I don't claim to be a musician. For me, it was just mostly like my dad playing it all the time when I was a kid.
Okay.
And then, like, being in, like, I'm from New York, so, like, that's hip hop is huge up there. So, like,
Oh
everyone,
yeah, yeah.
so, like, it's all around me almost. So
Right.
it's kind of like, as I got older, I, like, grew an appreciation for the art form, not just like the music, and, like,
Hmm.
wondering, like, okay, who sampled that? Okay, so who did Pharrell
Mm.
sample when he made this? Okay, so he made this too. Like, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like like Pharrell was like my introduction into, like, art. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So, like, just learning, like, oh, that's what you can do, that with samples. You can
Mm.
flip it and do all those things. So, like,
Yeah.
for me, it's just like, as just an appreciator of, like, and, like, my best friend, he's a rapper. So just, like, hearing him always, like, make music and, like, make sounds and produce beats and everything, it's I have no choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no choice
Yeah.
but to love it.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. Agree with that.
So let's get into the controversial stuff.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. So, something more recent. I don't know if you heard this. In my opinion, I thought it was a little bit ridiculous.
Mm.
Funk Master Flex said, that Drake would have been the greatest rapper of all time
Mm,
if he did not get caught with all that ghostwriting scandals and everything.
mm.
For me, okay, I want you to go first,
Okay,
and
okay.
then I'm gonna say what I have to say.
um, I feel like with like like recently when we've been hearing about the ghostwriting and stuff like that. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like nowadays is like I feel like people don't really care like if
Mm-hmm.
like if you ghostwriter or not. Is as long as the music as long as the music touch you, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So I mean, 'cause I know it's like rappers back then that had people was writing for them. So it was like I feel like when it comes to when it comes to like when we categorize like who's the greatest of all time, I feel like now especially in this time, I feel like ghostwriting. I don't think it involves in that criteria of that. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in my opinion, he is like not like the greatest like rapper, but like the greatest artist, like musician
Yeah.
of all time. So I mean, personally, I'm not like a Drake, like a hardcore Drake fan, but I appreciate like his music and like what he brings to the culture and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just how I feel.
Yeah. Like you said, like the ghostwriting don't even matter no more. Like
Yeah,
that's not even, people don't care about that. They care like,
yeah,
can you say the words and do I like the way you say them?
exactly.
Then I'm a buy your music.
Yeah, I mean, even like me personally, I'm not into like ghostwriting. I like writing my own stuff, just
Mhm.
to it just keeps my creativity, like going and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like for me, I think it's hard to say that Drake is the greatest of all time. Because I feel like when we talk about like who's the best rapper, like who's in your top five or
mm,
who's your favorite rapper, which we're gonna get into.
yeah,
But like when people say that, like I feel like we look too much at saturation or who has like the most music or who's like the most popular.
mm-hmm,
And it's hard to do that because like rap music has changed so much to like just because you're the best or you're the most popular doesn't always mean that you're the actual best lyricist out there. You know
mm-hmm,
what I'm saying? So
yeah,
when we're talking about the best rapper, like I don't like Drake's music. Like it's an unpopular opinion, but I do not like
yeah,
his music. Like it doesn't hit the same for me. Like I
mm-hmm,
don't think I got excited for a Drake release since if you're reading this is too late. Like I like after
uh,
that, like I was just like it sounded the same. Like it was like, okay, like another Drake record. Okay, that's
yeah,
cool, but whatever. But I just think influence is not my first thing I look at. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
mm,
why Eminem was like the greatest rapper of all time for a while because it's like, look at how many white boys started rapping because of Eminem, and it's
yeah,
like Eminem also has the talent to back it up.
yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So I don't know. It's just like I feel like he just rides the wave way too much. Like I feel like Drake is not he's not creating like inspiration in the terms of like art. He's just creating
Mm-hmm.
inspiration in terms of the bag. Like he's getting a bag and everybody's like, I want to get the bag like Drake is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's also too. It's also how you like how you view it as well. Because like for example, like with Drake, like he's not really like a. Of course, what I'm saying, he could here and there, he could like give you like some dope bars here and
Mm-hmm.
there. But like when you think of Drake, well, me personally, when I view Drake, I see him as a pop artist, like making pop
Mm-hmm.
records. So sometimes like it is the way like people view it. Like when it comes to like the greatest rapper of all time, sometimes they wouldn't put Drake as top five because of the type of how like versatile he is when it comes to like creating records. You know what I'm saying. So I mean, yeah, I mean it just who's like who's like viewing it, who's like whose
Yeah.
perspective is like what I'm saying, like seeing it a way.
Yeah. Do you think if you have a ghostwriter, you ain't a real rapper?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you're not you're part you're a great artist. You're a great artist, of course, but
Like no.
yeah, but no.
Yeah.
Only because it's not like your like raw
Mm-hmm.
emotions for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for you to be like a lyricist, like you have to like your
Mm-hmm.
creativity got to be on
On
point.
ten.
If you yeah, so it's like plagiarism. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
That's good. I like to hear that because like everyone is so like skewed like about that. I'm like, how are you someone who's saying like rap started out as like rebel music, like we're talking about where we come from, and if you can't
Hmm.
even do that on your own, then how do you bring the genre along? Like you're not even doing the thing
Exactly.
that it was built upon. So like you're like
Yeah.
you said, like you're a good musician,
Yeah.
but you ain't a rapper, you're not an MC.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's totally different. So who is your favorite rapper all the time?
Very. That's a hard one. I got
So hard.
it's very hard. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say like three on top of my head: Kendrick Lamar,
Mm-hmm.
MF Doom,
Mm-hmm.
and Nas. Nas.
That's a good list.
Yeah.
I think for me, I don't know. I think for me, like my favorite right now, if someone had to like put a gun to my head, like choose one.
Choose one right now.
Choose one right now.
You got 5 seconds.
Right. I think I say Mick Jenkins. Like
Mm,
I think
okay.
he's my favorite right now. Like listening to his music makes me want to be a better writer. Not like a rapper or nothing, just like
Yeah, yeah.
better with like my syntax and all those things. Cause the way I listened to the healing component like 2 years ago,
Hmm.
and I was like blown away about how many like different ways he can talk about love. Like I was like, this dude has been talking about love for an hour and a half, and like I'm not bored
Hmm.
at all. And it was just like that was such a great body of work for me. So I was just like, now that's the bar. It's like Mick Jenkins and Rhapsody. Like though that's the bar you have to hit for
Yes,
me.
raps. Yeah, Rap City, man.
And if you don't hit that bar, then
Yeah.
I'm not going to consume it the same way, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. I think like my dad would be mad because he would be like, say Jay-Z, but I can't.
Yeah, I was actually watching this. It was this YouTube video I was watching. This dude by the name of Dorian. He kind of like gives out gems about like the music business and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying about like how because like Jay-Z kind of like changed like the rap game, and
Yeah.
he was kind of like comparing like the 2000 like babies, like saying that how we don't like have Jay-Z, like if we don't have like Jay-Z, if you don't have Jay-Z in your top five or your top 10, like you're not really a lover of hip hop. I was thinking, I'm like, I mean, I kind of disagree. I kind of like
Yeah.
disagree with that, like because it's like everybody has their own like own different like opinions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially like the kids today. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? They didn't grow up listening to Jay-Z.
Not
Probably
at
grew up
all.
like Drake, Lil
Mm-hmm.
Uzi's type. So they probably have those in their top five. So it's like it kind of like kind of like rub you in the wrong way, because it's like like for me, like I don't like, don't get me wrong, like Jay-Z, he is a dope lyricist, but it's like for me, like if I'm like listening to like somebody, like for my personal listen, like Jay-Z will probably like, of course you would probably be like around my top 10, but like not top five for me personally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So but
I think like since Jay-Z, like rap has evolved. Like you
yeah.
understand, like you don't have to just have like one style of hip hop. And like when Jay-Z was popping, like he was holding like the East Coast, like it was his, like
Yeah.
he was rap music, and so like East Coast was rap music.
Mm-hmm.
But now with social media and SoundCloud and everyone can
Mm-hmm.
post on Spotify and everything,
Yep.
like you can hear all different types of rap music, to where like I grew up north, but like I find myself listening to people down south. Like I listen
Mm-hmm.
to like southern rap, so it's like Jay-Z is cool, like he's good, and he's like roll with the punches of like the
Yeah.
industry, but like I see him more as like a great businessman.
Exactly. That's what I see him more as, because
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what he presents himself as, as a business, entrepreneur.
Yeah. He's not like he's a rapper though. Like I'm be stupid to say like he's not a good rapper, but like
Yeah.
he's he's grown to, like, we don't say Will Smith a rapper. Like,
Oh, exactly.
like, and Jay-Z is way better than Will Smith. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like, it's like when people evolve, it's hard to keep that person in your top 5 for that
exactly,
industry.
exactly.
Yeah, so it's like, it's not like a knock to his lyricism. It's just like, that's
Yeah,
not what he is anymore. Like,
yeah,
he hop on a track with Beyonce, and then he'd be like, okay, now I'm gotta go run the business. Like, he's
yeah.
not
Gotta
gonna
gotta
keep doing
gotta work on title.
exactly. He can't just keep doing that. So I think what I want to talk about next is another debate I've seen recently
Mm,
on social media where they was comparing old Kanye to new Kanye.
mm,
And they said some people were like, there's no such thing. It's just Kanye. And then some people were saying it ended, old Kanye ended at a specific album.
mm.
So do you think it's just Kanye, or do you think like he stopped being old Kanye in a specific era?
I'll have to say both.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with him being like just Kanye, I feel like Kanye has over the years has evolved musically and creatively.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying? Me personally, I love the old Kanye, just him being the college dropout
Mm-hmm.
era. What I'm saying? I'm not really into like the new Kanye, but I feel like it's it's more so just him just being like evolving as a musician and just as a human being too. So I mean, yes, I believe that they're like the old Kanye has died, but at the same time it's just him just evolving, just evolving with the music and with him living life. So
Yeah. I think with like the Sunday service stuff, like as a Christian, like I appreciate it because it's good to hear like God's word spread out through the masses, like that whole thing.
right.
Um, to me, like watching it live, well, not I wasn't there, but like watching like clips live did not
Mm-hmm.
translate the same as the album when he put up like He Is Risen and the other one. Like I wasn't, it didn't feel like worship music. It just felt like
Yeah.
it just felt like we're singing covers, but we're changing boy with Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
instead of like oh girl, we're saying oh Jesus. You know,
Yeah.
and I think I think he has something. I think he's tapped into something because watching them, like the choir sing, and like I know Kanye had his hand all up in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's definitely like his mind is definitely one of a creative genius. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
like I think I think once he just starts becoming like a creative genius and not thinking he has to like say something all the time on a track, you know, like a Kirk Franklin. You know, Kirk Franklin don't sing, but he composes everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he does more of like a Kirk Franklin of rap, I feel like with the Sunday service, I feel like he'd succeed more.
Mm,
Those
mm,
things.
yeah.
But I don't know about the old Kanye, new Kanye thing. I think, like you said, like I feel like it's just a evolution, but
Mm,
I can't lie and say like there hasn't been like a drastic change
yeah.
and like content and like what he's rapping about. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
he's become, it seems like he's become the same exact thing that he's warned us that he promised he wouldn't become,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
like self-centered, all about what things look like, all about like materialism. It looks like he's become that exact thing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like I don't really trust new Kanye as an artist because I don't know if it's this is what looks best or this is what actually I want to do as just a musician, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For that. I actually wanted to go back to what you said about how like the Sunday service kind of hit more for you than the album, because I
Mhm.
was thinking about, because like with me, I love like live music, I love like live performance, and like just because it just feels so organic, what I'm saying, for me. So it's kind of crazy, like with like live sometimes like with the live performance it kind of hits more than just like the
Hmm.
regular like track,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. Like I'd rather listen like go to a concert and like have the artist do the whole album. Like I think that's why
Yeah.
like tiny desk concerts are like popping because like to hear
Yes.
someone like sing it, especially if they're a good singer, if they're a good
Mm-hmm.
rapper, and that energy you can feel it through the computer. It's
Yeah.
way better than just like the studio vocals.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's just kind of like you just listen to it like it just you just listen to it like very differently. You
Mhm.
just get a different vibe from it. So yeah, which is me personally, I would love to like perform like live and just
Mhm.
then just record on a studio stuff
Yeah.
like that. Man.
I think it's also like you get to see like their face. You know what I'm saying? Like the faces,
Yeah.
like their mannerisms while they're rapping or while they're singing.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, you felt that part, so I'm gonna feel that part too
It's like,
now. You know
oh,
what
okay, ooh,
I'm saying?
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, doo-doo-doo. So Megan the Stallion. We have to talk about Megan the Stallion.
Mm,
Okay. So personal. This happened to me in my own life. Um, when she released Good News, my friend, knowing that I love rap music, she said, I want you to listen to it and then tell me what you think of it.
mm,
And I thought it was a setup because I've I've told her like I don't really like Meg Thee Stallion. Like I appreciate like why she's relevant. Like
mm,
I appreciate all of that. Like I like her vibe. Like I can appreciate from afar, but I feel like if I'm being honest, I don't want to listen to um 10 songs about, let me watch my language, 'cause my mom gonna watch this, but like about twerking and driving a boat, and I wouldn't even listen to a man rapping about that. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? So I don't like when they put her as the poster child for that when
Right.
men have been doing it for longer than she has.
Yeah.
You know, um, but I didn't like it. I felt like her first album was like her first EP or mixtape was way better. I feel like the problem is I feel like a lot of female rappers feel like they have, and I don't even like the term female rappers, but like that's what they're called. I
Mm,
think they think that they have to prove something to society to like say like I deserve to be here just as much as this person. So I feel
mm-hmm.
like they try to do the most and then it flops or it doesn't sound good or it doesn't
Yeah.
sound well. Or they feel like, okay, I have to keep rapping about sex and twerking because that's the only thing that sells. Like Cardi B said, like when I did when she did a song with Kaylani, and then when she did wow, I'm blanking. But when she does like other songs besides like Bodak Yellow, people will be like, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear
Mm,
about twerking Cardi. I don't want to hear about
yeah.
like
Like
I don't
WAP and stuff.
yeah, like, I want to hear WAP. I don't want to hear you talk about your man and how much you love him. I want to hear the other
Yeah.
thing. So I just want to like understand man's perspective about like that whole like women in rap whole thing.
I mean, it just hmm. Because obviously, Megan, she's a dope, like rapper. Like
Yeah.
she could spit her butt off. As far as like just the image that's portrayed. I mean, it depends though, like the intention of saying of what like why the artist is doing it. If it's just like because I mean at the end of the day we don't know like her intentions of her being making this thing. Maybe it just that's what she on like genuinely feels like if
Mhm.
that's what she want to talk about. At the same time, at the end of the day, it's art. But at the
Right.
same time, it gotta be a balance. It gotta be a balance with when we have like our Cardi B's and then our rap cities. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I feel like it's in a game, especially with female like artists, is like an imbalance. It's like more so like the culture is kind of like glorifying like the sex image, like
Hmm.
people that because I mean and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's how I feel like it got to be like more of a balance. Like I don't like I wouldn't mind it here and there, like listening to like the twerk music like in the club,
Hmm.
because like honestly, what I'm saying, you ain't gonna find like people dancing in the club to some to Rap City or
Right, no
like
one's doing that.
or J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? It gotta be a balance within,
Yeah,
the culture. So I feel like as long we everybody gets their shine, I feel like, be Gucci, but yeah.
yeah. No, that's true. I feel like there has to be a balance, and like the thing is, like there is one, but like they're not getting as much promotion.
Right, right,
Like
right.
a Tierra Whack is not going to get as much promotion as a Meg, and like that's
Mm-hmm.
just like the reality of it. But then
Yeah,
also like Meg Thee Stallion is like our age, like she's in college. So what do we expect college girls to talk about? Like I was in
exactly.
college and I know what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I know what I was doing in college. I know what my
Yeah,
priorities were in college. It was not dismantling systems of oppression, and it was not, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not
exactly,
what I
exactly.
was trying to do with all of my time. So I think like, and like Cardi, like we have to remember like Cardi B, like she was a stripper, she was in reality TV, and so
Hmm.
like, what do you expect her to rap about?
Exactly. You know.
And you're not gonna listen to her rap about her child. Like I'm sorry, like I know I'm not. Like I'm not gonna listen to someone just rap about their child and their love life. I want to hear diversity. I want to hear you feeling sexy, but I also want to hear about like when that man did you wrong, but I also want to hear
Hmm.
about when you found love and like your mind and things like that. So like I think it's important to
Exactly.
remember like they didn't cause this.
Yeah, yeah,
Like they didn't cause any of that.
yeah. It just
Um
it just we just you just need like diversity within like the content, the
mhm,
material.
yeah. And I'm pretty sure
That's
as they get
basically what it
older,
is.
exactly. I'm pretty sure as they get older or when they like craft their like when they hone their craft a little more, it's not going to just be the same thing over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't know. Depend. I mean, it depends. It depends on the artist. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Meg probably.
Yeah. Oh no, Cardi's not changing.
Yeah, somebody like Cardi. Nah.
No, she's not changing at all. Um, something a little bit more fun, I guess, or personal. Uh, what was the one album or mixtape or body of work from 2020 that made you be like, oh, okay, I gotta get like my pen, like, like I like you heard it, you was like, okay, I have to go in the studio now,
Okay, I gotta go back. 2020.
or
Hmm.
anytime in your life. Yeah.
Anytime. Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Yeah, because I'm like, okay. Let me see. I'll say. To Pimp a Butterfly.
Hmm.
To Pimp a Butterfly was that just as far as just the whole concept of it. You know what I'm saying. It was just one the pen game and just the overall like message that Kendrick was trying to portray in the album, just like how like every track kind of like flowed with it was like I was just watching it feel like I was watching like a documentary, like a
Hmm.
movie, and it was like, yo, I gotta like not more so like up my pen game, but as far as like my storytelling and like
Hmm.
me painting pictures, because that's with me when it comes to like when I write, like I love to like I love to tell story. I want to like my intention is, okay, with this record, what do I want people to like get out of this? What kind of like picture do I want the listener to kind of like visualize as I'm spitting every word in this record. So I feel like you know to Pippa Butterfly kind of like did a good job of presenting that to me. I mean, overall Ken just like whole discography. It was like, yo, I gotta,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think like for me, like storytelling is very important. Like I love an album that tells a story. So like of course like 2014 Forest Hill Drive was like a literal story of like this was when I was younger. This was
Hmm.
when I was, I got a little bit more mature, but I don't know. And this
Yeah.
is where I am now. I just want to be happy. I just want to,
Hmm.
my wife. I just want to, do all those
Yeah.
things. For me in 2020, it was Igor by Tyler the Creator.
Mm.
That that one I was just like, it blew my mind because I wasn't a Tyler the Creator fan at all. Like I thought he was like weird. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of turned me off how weird he was. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm fine. You know, like my mama, Christian mama, he's like, he demonic. I don't like it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a
So
devil. That's the devil child.
that's the devil music. You don't listen to the devil's
Yeah.
music. But um it blew my mind like how well like I could like follow the story of like unrequited love. Like he loved somebody, they didn't love him back, and all of these
Mm,
things happened because of that.
yep.
Do you think storytelling has been harder or easier to do during the pandemic?
Um, it's been no, actually, it's been easier for me
Hmm.
personally because I'm more of a an introspective person, so I'm always using like my imagination
Hmm.
and stuff like that because honestly, like during the pandemic has been like one of the times that I've been like most productive, like
Yeah.
as far as creatively and like more so mentally, because it just it challenge you like saying to kind of like just tap into like to like saying to your well-being and stuff like that. So I just been using like the pandemic and using like what was going on like with the George Floyd incident and the corona, kind of like just using that to like paint this picture and like writing my whether poems or just raps and stuff. So I
Mm.
mean, for me it's been very easy for me to with the storytelling.
Yeah. And I like listen to some of your things, and it seems like you come from a place of like understanding like the things in the world today affect every single person.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like it affects more than just like what you watch on TV. It affects like your like
yeah,
psyche, your being. And
yeah,
like that is very important, and especially like today. And it seems like you've always been someone who thought that way.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
you've
yeah,
always um you've always been like these are very real issues and topics.
yeah,
And
exactly, I agree.
like you feel like it's like you have to talk about those things,
Mm,
because then what are you doing with your music? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I always because that's for me that's my overall like purpose of not just music but just in life in general, just to educate people, just to like tell people to honestly just be aware but also just live life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And just like not let things kind of like affect you in a way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I always that's what I love doing. Just to
Hmm.
inspire through my music or just whatever I'm doing. So
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
yeah.
Like, how do you feel about like it seemed like when all these things that had happened with like the George Floyd and the Breonna Taylor, like those horrible things and like police brutality and like to for black people, it's become like amplified because we all have to stay in the house. So all we're doing
Hmm.
is on social media and like watching media and everything.
Yeah.
How do you feel that it seems like artists have like jumped on the train to talk about social issues who haven't before?
Mm,
Like all of a sudden, and now everyone has a Black Lives Matter song. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Who don't really talk about those things
I
at
was
all.
like, hold up, little baby got a
Yeah.
hold up.
Hello, baby. But exactly, it's like
Yeah.
you never really talked about this, and now all of a
Yeah.
sudden, because it's profitable, like now. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, this is my thing, because as an artist, it's not as an artist you're only just tasked is just to make music, just to make music and create the art that you love. You're
Hmm.
not you're not really you're not really as an artist to um be a politician or an
Yeah.
activist. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like everybody has their own role to play. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody like I feel like not every artist can like have has that that power to just to talk about social issues and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? Because like at the end of the day, because some of these artists they just here just because at the end of the day they're all human. You know what I'm saying? They going through the same thing that every other person going through. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, especially if they're in a gang, they gotta harassed by police like
Mhm.
24/7 type stuff. So it's like because I remember when they around the time with the George Floyd incident, where how everybody on Twitter was going after J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, saying
Mm-hmm.
like how they didn't tweet about the about the protests and so I'm like, yo, like these guys, like, one, they're not even on social media like that, so it's
Never.
like, bro, like, like, what are you tripping about? And
Mhm.
two, they have, like, Kendrick Lamar has a whole, like, album talking about, like, the black struggle, so it's like, what
Exactly.
more do you want from these artists, you know what I'm saying? And like, it just goes to show, like, the time that we're living in, you know what I'm saying, the time of social proof, where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not really, if you're not tweeting about this, or if you're not posting about this, you ain't really about the cause.
Right.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of weird, but at the same time, I don't really, like, have any, like, like, I'm not really mad at, like, some of the artists that don't really talk about the issues
Mhm.
that's like now talking about, because at the end of the day, what I'm saying, they just living life how we living, you know what I'm saying. But I feel like at the same time, I feel like, us as artists should have a responsibility of, talking about, social issues, only because, we have an influence, and we have a, an impact on it. But at the same time, it's like, what I'm saying, if it's in your heart to, to talk about it, then go for it. Because but if
True.
it's not, because, like, at the same time, you don't, like, I would rather you not say something than like than for you to like just say, because you feel pressure,
Mm-hmm.
because when you might mess things up. You'd be like, because like how the media would, like, take something, this rapper said, he doesn't like black people type
Yeah.
stuff, like, at the same time, it depends on, like, who's the artist and stuff like that. So
True.
yeah, so I mean,
Yeah, like you brought up J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, like I felt like exactly how you feel. Like I was like, yo, like first of all, these people are not politicians. Like they did not sign up to be anybody's um black savior in any like sense of the word. And then
exactly.
also these are both are people who have like dedicated their art, like you said, like to the struggle, and like saying like this is how it is, and this is how it's
Hmm.
always going to be until these things happen. Like,
Hmm.
so like when No Name came at J. Cole and was like, oh, y'all do this, like y'all selling out shows, but y'all can't even tweet about it. It was kind of like you said, like the responsibility. Like you do have a responsibility, but it's like a fine line of like, are we expecting artists to do more than what they signed up for?
Hmm.
Because like you said, like they may mess it up, because all Fox News is one black artist to say, I don't care about black people, or Black Lives Matter, don't my life, like Lil Wayne, Black Lives Matter because you out here filming me. They have
Exactly.
never let that go.
Hmm.
They have
Yep.
never let that go. And all they need is just one of them, one of
Yeah.
us to just
To
go
say something ignorant.
all, and it now invalidates the entire movement
Yep.
because one person said something ridiculous.
Hmm.
And yeah, I feel like yeah, it's a really fine line to just be like, they're not politicians, but they do have responsibility. And I
Yeah.
think I don't know. I wish that like, a lot of rappers would think of it that way, because I feel like when they say certain things, not even just about being black, but when they say certain things about women, and they say
Hmm.
certain things about drugs, and they say certain things, you know what I'm saying, about gang related lifestyles or whatever, I
Yeah.
feel like they don't understand like people are listening. And even though I don't think my 14-year-old sister is going to join a gang,
Hmm.
right? I don't think she's going to do that, but it kind of desensitizes, like it makes you think like, oh, that's normal.
Yeah.
Oh, that like that's just what rap is about. It's about calling women hoes, and it's about doing drugs, and it's about doing those things, when in
Yeah.
actuality it's about so many more things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that too. I mean, because with the drugs, for example, because I mean, some, because you gotta understand, the perspective of, their livelihood, where
Hmm.
they grew up, because some of these rappers, all they know about is, is guns. All they seen, maybe their mom, saying, was addicted to, heroin and stuff like that. So it's
Hmm.
like it's like, how can you expect, like, a rapper to, like, kind of like talk about, like the struggles of it, kind of like in a way like uplift, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? If it's like if they can't, if they don't know how to, express it, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like some of these rappers, they like they want to, or they attempt to, but it's like they don't know like how to, like, express that in a
Exactly.
way, that's why I kind of how I see it in a
Mhm.
way.
No, exactly. I think just like with the Meg Thee Stallion thing, I think the biggest thing when you hear like the baby or Lil Baby or Uzi talk about certain things, it's like they did not create a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They're only looking at their problem and just rapping about it and being like, look, this is what I go through every day.
Yeah,
Like this is what I've seen. This is what my mama's seen. This is what my daddy's seen, and I can only tell you what I know. I
yeah,
can, and we cannot expect every rapper to be J. Cole and be like woke or be, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't expect every rapper to be like Kendrick and be like, this is the way out. Like
yeah,
Kendrick is rich. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's found his way out because he
yeah,
rich now. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So it's gonna be so much easier for him to be like, you just have to levitate and like go like it, like duh, you're able to do that. My
mhm,
cousins are not able to do that. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't know. It's like it's kind of tricky. Like I don't know if you ever run into this problem, but like it's kind of tricky when people who don't like rap music or don't like hip hop and they say all the bad things about it. It's sometimes it seems like it's hard to defend it
yeah,
because that's what's prevalent right now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all the time. Like for example, like I'm Haitian, so I grew up in like in a Haitian household where, like, you know, you being like an artist is like
Hmm.
that's a no. You know what I'm saying? So like when my grandma like her like overheard me, like, because I was talking to my cousin and I was telling him like, yo, I want to do this rap thing, like, like, I feel like I could do something with this. He was like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Go with it. And then my grandma was like, oh, you want to be a rapper, stuff like that. It's like, oh, that's the devil music, or all they talk about is the drugs, stuff like that. But it's like, that's based on what she's seeing on the media. I feel like it's the media fault for like
Hmm.
portraying, what hip hop is, you know what I'm saying? Like with that, because a lot of the older generation, that's all they consume is like, TV and the radio. So all whatever they see is like that's
Gospel.
what all yeah, that's all they wanna that's all they think. So it's like, what I'm saying? You can't blame them for, thinking
Right.
some type of way. It's just what they've been, taught or been told, so
Exactly. Like that's how my mom used to feel. Like as I've shown her, like, listen, like those are not the only kinds of rappers that there like there's so much more to the genre. But
yeah.
I remember like like when I was in high school, like I was really into Two Chains for some I don't know why.
uh
But in high
I
school,
ain't gonna lie, he was dope. He was dope
yeah,
back in
exactly. I don't
like
know
middle
why.
school.
But I don't like it was just like I just always wanted to play Two Chains, right? So I remember like I would be in my room and it would be like on the highest volume.
Mm.
And my mom would be like not disappointed, but she'd be like, "What are you like? I raised you
Listen
better
to
than this, right?" It's like I've
or you
raised
like 2 chains.
like I don't know why you like this so much. So
Yeah.
like slowly but surely, she's like becoming more and more um open. I've shown her Mick, I've shown her Rhapsody, I've shown her so
Mhm.
many people, and she's been like, "Oh, okay, like I like this." Like Toby, she because because
Oh
he a
yes.
Christian, she
Uh,
loved she loved Toby, and I do too. Like
yeah, that dude is hard.
nice. I'm like, what? Like I was like, I just like how authentic he is.
Yeah.
I love how I love how he shows his family off. You know what I'm saying? Not being like, no, I'm married with two kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a responsibility to my wife first,
Hmm.
then all of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like how he's not afraid to show that. I like how like with the authenticity, like he speaks the same no matter where what platform I see him on.
Mm.
Like he is still a dude from A Leaf from Texas, no matter where, if you see him on CNN or you
Yep.
see him on BET, he is still the same Toby.
Yeah.
And I think that's so refreshing. especially in this day and age, or when you want to show how woke you are, you have to use words like pervasiveness and activism and like stuff like that. You have you
yeah,
have to use like specific words, but he just like,
yeah.
oh,
No,
I-
I'm a,
like you're gonna pay me regardless, so
yeah,
I'm gonna be me.
exactly. Whether you like it or not. So,
Yeah, yeah. My mama love him though. Like,
mm,
he's like he don't cuss that much. You know what I'm saying? He believe in Jesus, so my mama gonna listen to him until he stop making music.
bruh.
Um, one last thing, one last thing, and I think we're gonna end it with this. So I say this for last
Okay.
because I feel like it's a touchy subject when I'm just gonna bite the bullet. So like when white rappers come into
Mm,
play, I feel like there's such like a difference of view on them across the board. Some people say I'm not going to say Eminem my favorite rapper because he's a white man and he's a
yeah,
guest
yeah.
in this genre. And because if we're going to be honest, like rap music is black music.
Oh yeah, 100%,
Yeah,
hundred
like
percent.
it's there's no way around it. No matter how
Yeah,
many Iggy Azaleas and Jack Harlows and
yeah.
Eminems come into the play, rap music is always going to be black music.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like or Macklemore, like when he won that award over Kendrick, and even
Yeah.
he was like, "What are
Whoa.
y'all?
Yeah.
What are
What are y'all
y'all
doing?
doing?" And he was like, "I don't deserve this." Like,
Mm,
so are there levels? Like, are we going to accept Jack Harlow the same that we accept Eminem? Are we going to? Is he? You know what I'm saying? He's definitely not an Iggy Azalea, who is
yeah.
awful. Like we
Yeah.
can all we
Yeah.
can all
Yeah.
agree
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
she's
Get her out of
beautiful.
here. Yeah.
But yeah, I think I just want to hear like what you think about that. Like as like them being like guests. Not they can't can they be the greatest or are they just like you're not here for a long time? Like you're just a drop in the timeline.
um, cause you gotta understand this. You gotta understand like the origin of hip hop, like how it came.
Mm-hmm.
With hip hop, our the goal for hip hop was to bring unity, regardless of what race you were. You know, what I'm saying your ethnicity, your religion, whatever. It was just it was to bring a community get together. You know, what I'm saying as long the music or like or the vibe was good. You know, what I'm saying that's all that matters. So, I mean, as far as like the guesting, I mean, it's levels to it. Of course, like hip hop, it is a black, a black genre, of black music. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they should. I feel like white rappers should have the same opportunities as far as like who like as far as like um being like the top five or like being
Mm-hmm.
or top tens. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like I don't mind. Like I love Jack Harlow. I love listening to Jack Harlow. I love listening to Eminem. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So I feel like you know as long as you're not as long as they're not like like destroying like the culture or like messing it up. I feel like
Right, right, right.
I mean I feel like it shouldn't be a problem with that. As long as the music is good. They could they could spit. That's
And
all
they
that
good.
matters. Yeah, they Gucci. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel that like Eminem used to scare me as a kid. Like
Mm.
he used to his like
I
his
love Slim
bars
Shady.
he's like he was just so aggressive. So like as like
Yeah.
11-year-old girl seeing like a man just like be I was terrified of him.
Mm.
And I don't think that was his goal. But like D12 was fine. Like when he was in the group and he was
Yeah.
like like that was fine. I was cool with that. But yeah, I think for me it's just like I like being that it's black music, right? And being that like um hip hop is like rebel music. Like it's like to be like
Yeah.
I'm not going to do what the white man says I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stand in my blackness and do this whatever.
Yep.
Um it's hard for me, and this is just like my own prejudice. So I can accept that. it's hard for me to say like we should accept them and like make them have like equality within the genre when it's already deemed amazing that they're rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like because they can hold they have rhythm and they can spit some bars, it's already astronomical, but they don't even have to be that good. You know what I'm saying? Because it's out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. So, but Eminem is fantastic. So like he is not even in that discussion,
Hmm.
right? But I feel like for a lot of like Logic, like I feel like Logic is okay. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but he's black too, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah. He don't let you forget it.
yeah. Yeah.
He don't let you forget it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like Logic, but yeah, but like,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's it's hard for me to like be like to give them their flowers because I'm like people are going to think you're amazing.
Mhm.
People are already going to think you're amazing because
Yeah.
you infiltrated a black organization or a black genre and people accept you. Like I,
Yeah.
I just it's hard, but you know, with prayer, I will, I will like dismantle that prejudice
Yeah.
against white rappers. But
Yeah.
when they let Iggy Azalea be famous, I was like, okay. I was
Mm.
like, I
Mm.
can't. I'm not. I'm not going to like someone has to gatekeep a little bit better because I'm like,
Yeah.
how do we let her through? And then how do we let her through? Like, but it was through Ti, and you know Ti's word is gospel. He the king of the South to
Yeah.
himself, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a if he says it, it's word is bond. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um, so that's all I have.
Okay.
If you have anything you like to say, floor is open.
Okay. Cool. Cool. I mean, first off, thank you for having me in this
Oh,
this discussion. You know, thank y'all for for tuning in and stuff like that. Got some stuff on the way. Working on some music, new music. Got a new single that's dropping called Once Again. March around March 5th,
mhm.
as well as a video for it. So y'all stay tuned for that. You guys can follow me on Instagram at evocity underscore 305, EVOCITY underscore 305, and check out my music on all streaming platforms.
Yes, this man is on
Yeah,
title, y'all. So that
yeah.
means you
Oh
know he
yeah.
official. He on title. Okay.
Yeah, we trying to get everywhere on TikTok, everywhere.
Yes, TikTok. Okay, and I just want to say thank you for agreeing to this. I think anytime I get to talk about hip hop and rap music, I just have such a great time. So I
Mm,
really like just appreciate you responding to my random Instagram post and be like, yeah, I'm
yeah,
free. Like I'm cool to
yeah.
talk, and I just
Yeah, no
really, really
problem.
appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So
Yeah,
I'll let you go,
yeah,
and I thank you so much for just being here yet again.
yeah. No problem, no problem. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. All right, you have a great day. Okay.
All right, same to you. Take care.
All right.